What's going on, gearheads? Welcome back to the channel. I'm glad you're here with me. It has been some time since we've actually whipped out our 2022 Duramax here and launched it with our basic maintenance series some time ago. But we finally hit 60,000 miles on this sucker and the problems are already starting. So this is something I've been digging into for a while. It seems to be a common issue and it has been driving me nuts for months and months and months, and I think I finally nailed it down. How many times have you guys come out of your house and you find essentially this situation? Tailgate is down, there's nobody around, you didn't use the fob to open it, and it just randomly opened by itself. So aside from it being randomly open, you also have that situation there. Even if you unlock it, nothing. No response from the electronic button. Somebody at GM thought it was cool to use that option and not put any type of secondary way to open the tailgate. So for you guys that actually have a tonneau cover on here, you're gonna be absolutely screwed until you can get in and finesse it and somehow try to get it open. But the button doesn't work, but we can still. The other issue that's happening is right when you open the door, this is the fun one, the tailgate opens, just randomly. And you'll know it's opening because you'll hear this click in the dash. Listen really closely. Right over here, you'll hear the solenoid actuating. And you'll come to the back of the truck and, well, you have this situation here. So I think what we're gonna do is, there are some bulletins out and a recall. I'm gonna talk about that. Oh, did you guys see? I didn't even touch it. It literally just clicked, the solenoid clicked by itself to open. Didn't even touch it. Oh, look at that. That's crazy. That's wild. I'm actually glad I caught that on camera here. You can hear the solenoid and you can hear the release latch actually releasing in this sucker here. So what I'm gonna do, back to what I was saying, is we're gonna check out the bulletin that's available for this. There is a recall that's available for this, but what I'm hearing is GM is being very, very selective on which ones they're actually replacing. So we're gonna have to pull this little panel open here, dive into the switch, and see what's going on. Essentially what I've seen is the actual switch mount up here breaking, falling inside, and again, we can't open the tailgate there. So we pulled the truck into the garage as much as it'll fit. Tailgate is down right now. I had some trouble actually getting it down. Again, there's no emergency release. And for those of y'all that got the rich folk tailgate that has like the 3 and it does like the Transformers thing, yeah, God be with you on getting that one open. So we're gonna pop this panel off. It's a T15 here. There's a few screws and it's gonna show us our issue that we got going on here. Now, aside from some design flaws, there's a reason why this issue is happening. Remember these 2 holes right here. Remember those. Those are drain holes for water there. And for this, I'm just gonna use a Torx head. So you don't really need anything fancy for this here. And just grab your little panel, pop it off. If you got one of those fancy tailgates, you're still gonna have the same setup. So if you look inside the tailgate here, you see the actual actuator, and it's connected to the 2 rods which disconnect on the end of each tailgate on your locks there. So I'll show you how this actually works here. And it pulls those rods and it unlocks the tailgate. Same setup as if you had the manual tailgate without the electric button. Essentially when you pull the handle, it pulls those and compresses. That's not the issue. The issue for your tailgate problem is that little guy right in there, and it's very, very, very hard to see. And now there's 2 fixes for this little issue. And now the tailgate's closed, it probably won't open here. So that switch here, this is just a rubberized coating here. On the other side, it's actually a non-waterproof switch. Now let's open the tailgate again. Remember those holes? Those holes right there drain right onto all the electrical components inside the tailgate. You can see the holes right there. So what's happening is this exposed cable here, well, the entire switch mechanism is essentially wearing out. So there's 2 fixes for this, guys, and I'll put it in the description below. So there's a recall out for GM on all this. In the meantime, if you're gonna go the recall route, because you don't wanna spend the $7, which, hey, I don't blame you. I don't wanna, you can grab this electrical connector here and you can disconnect your actuator. That'll stop your tailgate from functioning and it'll stop opening by itself. The other option, and I'll put it in the description below with the exact GM AC Delco part number, is you want to pop that switch out. Again, it's very, very hard to see. You can do it with just a standard little pick. If I can find my picks. Using something like that, or something like that. And you can pop that switch out, and it takes about 5 minutes or so to put that back in. Now, if you're gonna go the recall route, GM is just gonna do that for you and send you on your way. So guys, I hope that helps you out here on the Duramax here with your tailgate. It took me some time to actually narrow this one down, more out of pure laziness, right? I kind of got tired of coming out, finding this thing randomly open, and then when it started swinging into garage doors and other people's cars and popping open with a load when you're doing 70 miles an hour down the interstate, it was time to address it. I did have some issues where I do have damage. GM is, yeah, they're not taking any responsibility for any damage. So if you got damage, that one's on you guys. So don't forget, the part's about $7. I'm gonna put the link in the description below, as well as the entire recall notice. Take it to your dealership, get it fixed. It only takes 5 minutes. If you choose to do it yourself, again, I'll put the link on Amazon for you so you can pick that thing up. I do know they're probably gonna start jacking up the prices. Hey, you know how the general is. But in our next episode, it's time for new batteries in the Duramax. That's right. New batteries. Duramax 6.6 takes 2 batteries. If you don't have 2 batteries, you're not driving a Duramax. See you guys next time.